morning, guys. How y'all doing? I hope y'all having an awesome day. So this is a dress that I made a while back, and this is made with this metallic spandex fabric. So what they're doing with the metallic spandex fabric, they're buying epoxy part A and part B, and they mixing the epoxy equal parts, and they would take the bias piece, which is the top piece, and they will soak it in resin, and then they would put it on a dress form and turn the top part of this fabric hard, where once you let it dry hard, whatever shape the boobs is, that's the shape that it'll be. And then they add the tassels to the back, to the top, and to the sides to pretty much keep up this particular dress. So what I'm gonna do, so I did a little research and studying, and I don't have epoxy. I don't have any epoxy, but I do have some polyurethane, and I do have some shellac. Okay, so what I am going to do, I made me a trace line where I'm showing here is all of the material that I can soak in the polyurethane. Don't go below this, but I'm going to do it with the skirt being attached. So therefore, I don't have to use the drill and different stuff like that to add this to it later to make it be able to hold up. So I'm also going to split this down the middle so that it can maneuver and make these pretty 3D things going on. So this fabric I did get off of Amazon. So put in metallic fabric by yards, and then it'll come up. So I'm not 100% sure if this will work, but I was looking at all the other girls and I was doing research, and I'm like, I want to do it easier. Well, I already have my skirt attached. So once it dries, I don't got to go through attaching the skirt to the dress mannequin. All I got to do is now try it on, and this part should be really hard, and go from there. So that's what we're going to do. So I wanted to show y'all before what this dress looked like, and I put splits on the side. And I did make this dress. Oh, and elastic is in the back here. So I did make this particular dress. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do that. So I will come back once I get my mannequin and everything prepped, and we'll go from there. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. Not 100% sure if it works. And if it don't work, I'll be okay, because this fabric cost me about $13, $14 a yard. I can buy it again and remake the dress if it does not work. So you guys have an awesome day and stay tuned. And then this will be an overnight process. This ain't something that's we're gonna do it and it's gonna dry. I gotta dry 24 hours, but we're gonna go through the process. I want to show y'all before, and then I'll show y'all the second part when we're doing the epoxy. And also I have shellac. I'm going to use shellac as well, because shellac hardens my felt hats. So I'm going to use polyurethane and shellac. All right, guys, I'll see y'all later. Toodles. Okay, so what I did, I split the dress down the middle, as you can see. And I also sewn 2 ties on the side, because I know once it gets hard, then it'll be a little harder to do. So we have the polyurethane ready. So I'm going to spread it out, and we're going to put this polyurethane on here. Polyurethane, okay. So what the polyurethane is supposed to do is the same thing that the epoxy do, okay. It's supposed to, when this dries, it's supposed to make this fabric turn hard, okay. So I'm just gonna make sure I get the polyurethane everywhere. And put on my other glove. So I do not want to have this polyurethane all over my hands. Some people take it and they dip it in a bucket. So I just want to save as much of my product as I can, because I use polyurethane for other crafts as well. Don't get it on here, which I already started. I got to get that off. These is the ties on the side. before I put this on the mannequin, I'm going to have to run that one under water and get it off. So what I'm doing is saturating the top part of this dress in polyurethane, so that once I take it upstairs, and I already got plastic on my mannequin, and drape it on my mannequin. Make sure your ties is out of the way. You don't want your ties in the way. You don't got to go outside. I'm working, I'm busy. You can go back upstairs or you can chill out. You're not going outside. So I watched the young ladies do this with the epoxy. So we definitely know that the epoxy will work, okay? So what I'm just doing is trying other things and utilizing what I have here at the house. So when I asked Google, can you use polyurethane on a metallic fabric to turn it hard? And it said yes. So we will see if that's in fact a fact. So another thing that I'm going to do, because one thing I know that shellac works, because I've done it so many times with shellac. So I definitely know shellac works. So if you can see, I'm pretty much just saturating, because we're going to need this to drape really well when we get it upstairs. And it's so unique. It's like a 3D art. It is very unique. It is very unique. Very, very, very unique what it does. So make sure you get it really good with the polyurethane where it's wet. It should be wet, okay? It should be very, very, very wet. And remember around the waistline, because you're going to want to maneuver this too. So I got a line, remember, to show me where to stop at so I don't go overboard. But this way is just easier. So if you already have the skirt attached, all you gotta do is let this dry and try it on. So that's what I try to do. I try to create easy things that can work on trending stuff that's out there. So yeah, I would look at what's trending and then I'll do it. I will. Okay, I feel like I have it saturated enough, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to take this sorry, I'm putting the top back on the polyurethane. Okay, so I gotta wash off my brush, and then what I'm gonna do is, remember I accidentally got one of these handles right here. Got one of these with some polyurethane on it. I'm just making sure I wet that to get that off. So it is submerged. So what I'm doing is, immediately, if you use polyurethane on your brushes and you want to save them and reuse them, instantly rinse them right off. Don't let the polyurethane sit in your brush. So you can continue to use your brush on, you know, these type of projects. So instantly, after I use this polyurethane, I'm immediately cleaning it off, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna show y'all what I got, and then we're gonna take this upstairs and we're going to place this onto the dress form. So it's going to be part 2 of the video. So you see, we got it like this. Now, let me stop the video because we're going to go upstairs and place it on the mannequin. Stay tuned. Okay, so we have the outfit up here now. So what I'm going to do is, oh shit, I forgot to put my glove back on. I have polyurethane all over my hand. I have to take the glove off to start the video because the video won't start with, it don't feel skin. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just start to maneuver and ball up this fabric to pretty much give it this, no, you stay back there. Okay, hold on, I'm trying to get these out of the way because we don't want these to be wet. Okay, we don't want that to be wet. So the great thing about this, however you maneuver this and get it, it is pretty much going to dry that way. We're going to put another pin here. So I do feel like I need some more to make it a little bit more so as you can see, you just keep maneuvering it till you get it to where you want it. And I will say again, to me, I think a woman with small breasts, these little outfits be really cute. A woman with bigger breasts, we have to be mindful. Okay, we got to be real mindful of certain stuff. Because yeah, so we got to be real mindful of the coverage that we have when you're bigger boobs. So I do feel like I need more polyurethane because I feel like it's not wet enough. But as you can see, you see how it's doing what it needs to do. And you just keep playing with it to where you will like it. But you're making it like definitely 3D. So y'all can see how I'm starting to play with it. But theirs be really nice. I'm being mindful of my boobs because I can't just do a lot of the basic ones because of the size. So when your boobs is bigger, you can't just make it, you know, where you don't have that coverage, because when you, even though it's going to turn hard, but you still want to feel covered. Somebody with smaller boobs, they can get away with a lot of you know. So for the women that want to make this, the bigger the boob, definitely keep that in mind, because you're definitely going to need the coverage. So that's why I'm trying to be really, really, really mindful about that. The coverage, and making sure that I got enough coverage. Pay attention to your side, because if you don't want a lot of side boob action, then make sure you come over and cover this up, because if not, you're gonna have a lot of side action going on. So this is a very unique project, and yeah, so we're just trying it with polyurethane. So I do have to go back downstairs and get more polyurethane and do what I need to do with that. So I am actually going to go and get some more polyurethane and put it on here and continue to move it around. Once I get the desired shape that I want, I'll come back and let y'all see. All right, hope I can stop the video. Okay, so I will say things is harder than what you expect when you try to do something for the first time. But my problem that I am having is me having a fabric that I could wear due to the fact of I'm a bigger boobs. So first I had it where you could tie it up around the neck. I really wasn't feeling that and liking that. So then I moved it down, but my thing is want to be able to have full coverage. So I'm trying to make sure on the side seam I have that, and make sure around in the boob area. So the more I was touching it, the more foggy it was getting. It was getting foggy, 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 foggy. So that was happening. So what I decided to do is just stop touching it, leave it alone, kind of start to let it start to dry. And it's cloudy right now. It's cloudy because I kept touching it and kept touching it and kept touching it. So I think that the polyurethane is trying to dry right. See the difference with polyurethane and epoxy? Epoxy takes longer to dry. So with the polyurethane, as it's starting to dry, and the more I'm touching it with the gloves, it's giving it this flaky, powdery, something going on. So I'm like, okay, just let me stop messing with it. Let it be. And if it wind up having a lot of flakes and all that type of stuff, then I'm going to come back with metallic spray paint to camouflage that. But my biggest worry is me being able to put it on and be able to secure it for me to wear it versus making something that can go on a mannequin. So the more I'm touching it, the more claky, foggy, cloudy that it's getting. It was getting real claky and foggy. And then my thing is I want to be able to have something where I'm able to wear it. So I'm going to kind of let it kind of stay a little bit to see if it's going to start to whatever. Not the best design. Not the best design at all. Like, no. I see why they use the epoxy versus polyurethane, because I've started getting all that clouding. If I'd have had the epoxy, I'd use the epoxy and get it to where I want it to be and go from there. You know, get it to that portion and be like going from there. So I'm kind of going to start letting it start trying to dry. Not the perfect design that I would go for. You know, I put this right here to stop the polyurethane from running down into the other fabric. So I wanted this to catch it. So, because, you know, when this dry, it's going to turn hard. But that's my pet peeve. My thing is, I don't want to make something just to go on this mannequin. I want to be able to take something that you could put on a mannequin and also put on yourself. So most of the videos that I saw with the young ladies that was doing the epoxy, A and B, they definitely had smaller boobs where it was easier to maneuver their boobs in there and tie it in the back and then, you know, put a skirt on. It was real easy for them. So for a woman that's bigger booby, you have to make sure that you're you know, you have the coverage that you need. So we're going to let it dry a little bit. Not my favorite, but we see the downside of using polyurethane. It's cloudy. So I'm just going to let it dry a little bit more. And not my favorite design. Not my favorite design at all. And maybe if I'd had fresh fabric too. Remember, this was a dress, existing dress I had, and just cut down the middle and go on from there. So we're going to let it dry a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Toodles.